Hello friends, myself Deepali Patil from Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj KBT College of Engineering. In the previous lectures, we had seen about the what is the classification of electronics product. Then we had seen the different stages for the development of the electronic product. Also, we had seen about the user-centered design for the development of the electronic product. Now, today we will see about the objectives for today's session are to analyze different elements of successful design for the electronic product. Then we have to analyze the different parameters for cognition and ergonomics. Now the main five elements are there for the successful design. These five elements for successful design are the cognition, ergonomics, utility, image, and ownership. From the user's point of view and designer's point of view, when they get together they will produce a conceptual model. So whenever we design a product, for the success of that product, the designing of that product should be successful. For that purpose, these five elements are very important, and from user's view and the designer's view, from both we will get a conceptual model for this successful design. Now here generally this cognition is related to the expectation of the users. Ergonomics is related to the human factors for the usage of the device or the product. Then utility is related to the ease of use of the product. Image is related to the user's perception and its operations. Then ownership is nothing but it is related to the commitment. So all these five elements from the user's point of view and designer's point of view are shown here. Now in detail we will see one by one. Before that, we will take one good example of the design. This is the one lamp, which is the angle poise lamp, which is balance arm lamp designed in 1932 by a British designer George Carradine. The joints and the spring tension allow the lamp to be moved into a wide range of position, which it will maintain without being clamped. So it is this lamp can be useful in the any situation. So that is a good example for the designing. Then another one example is your smartphones. Now the smartphone is nothing but your mobile phone with the advanced mobile operating system. They typically combine the features of cell phone with those of the other popular mobile devices such as personal digital assistant, that is PDA, then media player and GPS navigation unit. So most of the smartphones have touchscreen user interface which can run third party apps and are camera phone. So this is also one good example of the good design of the product. Then we will see about the cognition. So the main ingredients for the cognition are generally this cognition is related to the aspect of instrument design which is related to the expectation of the users. So it involves the ingredients like learning, then memory, then organization, consistency, user capabilities. So first we will see about the learning. Now in the learning of the product, here for the learning purpose the users may be a new users at the or the users may be the expertise users. So the operations which are performed by the product, that are the obvious operations or they may be a intuitive operations, so therefore they require the less time for learning in that case. So if the new users operate that particular product, then it will require the less time for the new users, and if it requires the less time for the expertise users, and for the newly users require the more time to learn the operations of that particular product. So for that purpose generally they provide the incremental instructions for the different inexperienced users so that they can accomplish the useful results even when they know only a small part of the system. Then we can also use the more expert persons, allowing them to build their knowledge to provide the shortcuts for the simple and time consuming operations. Also we can give the users a relevant context so that they can choose the next steps. So that three steps will give the learning easy to the new users also. Here we can also use the different icons, then windows, menus, buttons, and knobs for the different operations to give the learning to the users for the operations of the product. Second one is the memory. Now, memory recall and cognitive processes plays very important role in the easy operation of the product. So it is having the generally the users having the short term memory, so they can get the operations. If there are number of operations to be performed by the products, then generally two psychological components are there in the memory. One is the recall directed searches, and second one is the recognition based scanning. So whenever the expertise user is there, they uses the recall directed searches. For example, if you want to perform the different operations, different instructions to be performed by the computer, so we can use the keyboard strokes to operate the function of that particular instruction, or you can also use the icons which are used provided in the menu to provide that particular operations. So if you use the keystrokes, then it will give the less time to perform that operations compared to the menus. So the if expertise user is there, they can perform the directed searches, and if the new person is there, then they generally prefer the recognition based scanning for performing that different operations. Next one is the organization. Now, organization puts the information where the users expect to see it. So, generally, the organization should be well mannered, so that whatever operations is to be performed, that should be put into the well mannered in the organization. So, it having, if there are many colors, windows, or overlays, and the character sizes are uh, different, then it will distract the user, and they will also hide the relevant information. So you have to put the properly alignment of that menus in the organization. The next one is the consistency. Consistency is actually a hallmark for the intuitive operations. So consistency is in the form, then color and operations. It promote the understanding, timing, and acceptance of the product by the user. So each user generally have the mental model of that particular product which is to be used. So if the good mental model is present, if consistency is present, then that model will be the very good for the users. So generally the consistency should be present in the operations, the different operations that to be performed by the product. So in that case, we have to consider the user capabilities also. Next parameter is the user capability. Now the user capability is nothing but the population of the users which are using that particular product. So we have to see the what is the capability of the users which are going to use that particular product. So generally here we have to see, we can use the different metaphors, then different icons to give the instructions to the users how to operate that particular product if the person is new one. So the by considering that user capabilities, we have to provide that images or the non in the organization menu. Next parameter is the ergonomics. Generally, this ergonomics is related to the human factors, which focus on the accessibility, arrangement, and fit to make the product usable. So, different parameters are to be considered for the ergonomics. First one is the anthropometric data. It is generally related to the human human physical layout of the human, or the workplace physical layout of the workplace where we have to use that particular product. So the capability of the user population is varies with the age, then sex, then size, and mobility, then also due to the coordination, reaction time, and training, and the cultural background where that particular product is to be used. According to that, the capability of users is varying. So we have to consider where that particular product is to be used, and according to that physical layout, we have to design the product. Then we have to consider next parameter for the economics is the workplaces. So you have to consider where your product, in which place your product is to be used, or in which situation your product is to be used. According to that equipment arrangement, then posture, sitting, that will make up the important information about the workplace. So you have to consider that parameters for designing the your product. In that case, we have to consider the some parameters, like we have to avoid the awake position, then you have to use the normal limb movement to reach the, and also you have to reach the limitations where the product is to be used. Then you have to minimize the fatigue, then you have to reduce the hazards, also you have to reduce the distracting noise, you have to control the temperature and humidity of the product also. So these parameters are related to workplaces where our product is to be used. The next parameter is the lighting. So the illuminating conditions where your instrument or the product is to be used is also very important. That illuminating conditions for the workplaces and the is also important. Here, the lighting intensity, the angle, and uniformity of the coverage are very important concerns. If any glare is present, that will distract your product product design, or it will also hazardous to the user. So that will affect the users users purchase. So you have to consider these lighting conditions for the your product design and the workplace. Next one is the cues. Now, different cues are there which are generally used as indications for the functions. So, that cues may be a visual, auditory, or they can be a tactile. So, mostly the visual cues are used. If you take the visual cues are generally used whether your function is active or not. For the specific mode of operation and for warning purpose, the visual cues are used. Generally, whenever we switch on any kit, or the whenever you switch on your product, that time the LED is provided which indicates that the your device is okay, it is in on condition. So for that purpose the LED is used, that you had already seen in most of the equipments. Then some pictorial symbols are also describe the situation quickly and efficiently. So for that purpose symbols can be used for the uh, instrument which will represent the some function of the product. If you see your mobile, the battery symbol is there, which if your battery is discharged, it will show the that symbol. Then in your vehicle's fuel tank symbol is shown for the whether your tank is full or not. Then for temperature also the thermometer symbols is shown. Then in public places there is a symbol like a horn which shows related to the alarm. Sometimes the warning symbols are also shown on the product. So that are the pictorial representation of the symbols which are coming into the video clues. Then so beyond the lamp and the pictures, even sometimes shapes can be used as a visual cues for the operation. Generally for the doors, for push and pull, horizontal bar indicates the push operation, and uh, vertical bar indicates the pull operation. So these are the video cues. Next one are the auditory cues. These are very excellent for the signaling unique and infrequent operations or conditions. So they have the low information density compared to the visual one, and they are good generally for the warnings. And also, don't we don't have the too many different sounds, because they will confuse the operation to the user of the product. So now you have to use the audio signals for the particular operation only, so that it will not be confused. So you have to be careful to set the volume also appropriate. If the volume is too loud, it will irritate the user, and if it is very less, then also it cannot be noticeable to the user. So it should be appropriate. Then tactile cues can be having the different sizes, shape, force, or texture to differentiate the different functions. They are generally good for the controls that operator manipulates without looking away from the another task. So that time the textile cues are used. They are having the size and shape limitations. So you can use their knobs for that purpose. Next factor of the successful design is the utility. So utility is generally related to how easy to use that particular product. So how easy to handle that particular product. So it measures how well the expectation of users met. So it relates generally closely to the cognition and ergonomics. So it is having different parameters like first one is the simplicity. So whenever you design your product, that product should be simple. So it this simplicity involves the graphical expressions, then user understanding and instrument operation. So, simplicity in expression, it reduces the task of locating the information. And in understanding purpose, it increases the speed and acceptance of the instrument operations by the users. So, the user should be the product should be a simpler in operations, and also in having the some buttons and knobs are provided for the some calculation purpose or performing the different operations. Generally, a push button, we can take one example that we can use a push button instead of the three-way knob for the switch on and off purpose. So that is the simplicity. Then it should be having minimal operations. So the operations to be performed by the product, if they are minimum, then it will speed up the execution of the particular task, so that the operation should be minimum. Then usability of the testing. So generally, this helps to measure the utility of your product. So you have to use the testing of the product at a time to time, so that can user can be involved in that testing, so that they can test their product. If you involve the users in the different stages that already we had seen, then the testing can be done properly. So you have to don't use the members of the development team as a subject. So you have to use them as a their own team. Now, next parameter in the successful design is the image. So, image is very important for the success of any product. It is the an attractive look and feel in product's user interface, which can be as important to its success as its functionality also. So, following parameters are generally considered for the image. First one is the dimensions. So, image is having the different dimensions that determine the impact on the user. So for that purpose, visual compositions, physical size, and operations are to be considered. For visual components, it generally includes the color, then materials, textures, and proportions, along with the style and sometimes the fashion. They can include the different dimensions. So you have to consider that parameters for designing the image. And generally it should be a compact, it should not be very large, so you should strive for the compactness for the image. Then next parameter is the perception. So users first impression is the on expertise and culture all factor into developing an attractive look and feel for the instrument. So first impression is very important. From that point of view, the user will accept your product. So that is uh, very important. For that purpose, we can consider the documentation, particularly the user manuals, which forms a portion of the product's image. So effective manuals should be clear, concise, with drawings, indexes, and the cross references, so that they will provide a from that the users will be attracted and they will buy your product. Then next one is the op- operation. So the operations that to be performed by the product is to be logical and appropriate and consistent. So one event generally the event once the one event is occurred, then next event is automatically run in a smooth flow. So the operation should be a smooth, so that the user can take it properly, and the operation is such that it should be pleasing to the eye, ear, and or the touch. So the operation should be considered for that purpose. Then last parameter is the impact. The new users and the experts, they are equally affected by the image and the package. So the new product generally in the international market, they require particularly for that purpose the careful attention. Even when an inappropriate name can prevent the successful market penetration. So good image is very important to enhance your product, and the poor image is utterly destroy the product. So your image should be proper, such that it should be good, so that it will impact your product in the market. Then last parameter is the ownership. So ownership is related to the level of commitment. It is nothing but the commitment to a product by users, customers, and designers. Now, from a point of view of the users, commitment is in terms of their time, their learning time or training time to take the different operations to be performed by the particular product. Then commitment by customers is nothing but it is in terms of the time or money searching the different companies for or getting that particular product. That is the customer point of view. Then from designer point of view, it is related with the also their time spent for designing that particular product, then their knowledge which is shareable to design that particular product. So these are the commitments to the product by user, customer, and designer. So in the image and ownership are generally closely linked by the psychic, emotional, and perceptual aspects of the design. The elements of cognition, ergonomics, and utility all will contribute to the user's commitment to a product. Following parameters are you affect the ownership. First parameter is the cost. Generally, cost should be appropriate so that the user will attract towards for buying that particular product. If cost is very high compared to the functions of that particular product, then users will not buy that particular product. So cost should be appropriate according to their which will meet the expectation of the users according to the function requirement by the users. Then next one is the good design. So the careful and thorough application of the particular operations in the design should be proper. So if your designing is good and that particular operations are fulfilled by the product, then the product will be attracted by the users and user will ready to use that particular product. Next one is the instructions. So generally the instructions are provided to the user how to handle that particular product, how to perform different operations by that product. So for that purpose the step by step information or the is given to the user from the company. For that purpose generally the appropriate training will be provided to the users. In that case different types are there like the intuitive operations are present or sometimes metaphors are given, then instructions by example is given to users, or training manuals are provided to the users, or training classes are also given to the user so that that particular operations will be performed in the proper way by the user in the proper time. Mostly if you take the example of the microwave oven, in that case also the training is provided to the user so that user will get the idea about the how to uh, how to use that particular knobs, different knobs which are provided on the oven, how they are functioning, so that all the idea will be getting by giving the training class for the user. So that is also provided for the instruction. Then next one is the specialty equipment. Now if your equipment is any special equipment, that time ownership problem is easier to tackle compared with the mass products which are developed. So here if that your equipment or the product is special one, then there are homogeneous or groups small groups of users are there which are using that particular product and they are having the proper knowledge of that particular product, so they can handle the all functions properly for that product, so they can accept the it is acceptable commitment by involving the users for the product purchase. Then influencing and marketing. So this sales and service influence the ownership. So generally the truthful marketing will build a faithful following the following of the customer. So these are related to the ownership of the for the successful design of your product. So these five parameters we have to consider for any successful design of the product. Now you can refer the book which is Electronic Instrument Design by the Kim Fowler from Oxford University Press. And these topics are covered in 4.3 to 4.9. Thank you.